Back at another video. It seems to me that change can only occur from a place of love and acceptance. You can't change something if you're resisting it. You can only change something when you fully accept it and understand it. And so a big thing in my life at the moment is like this whole, I'm in the progress of, hang on, my phone's got a charge, so let me put it on charge. But I'm in the progress of, growing up. We're all growing up, aren't we? We're all growing. But I'm in the process of becoming an adult. I'm 21 years old now. And so, I guess you could say I'm an adult, 18. 18 years old is the age where you become an adult. So it's been a few years of being an adult, officially. But yeah, at the end of the day, adulthood is simply a label. We're always growing, always changing. The fact of the matter is that we're all still a kid at heart. We are all still a child. We're just a kid that is changing. That innocence within us as a kid, that innocence, born into the world without a clue of what the fuck is going on. That innocence and cluelessness, that's still within us, and that's who you really are, We can make believe that we are our name or our job title or, all these labels, our place in society, whatever, We make believe we are this like adult that's got everything figured out and we know how to function in life, but really, that's just fooling ourselves. Really, if you want to live a good life, you've got to come back to your innocence, your childlike nature. This nature that is curious and hasn't really got a fucking clue what is going on here. And that takes everything as a new experience, Because as we get older and older, we have more and more experience. We have more and more memory. And so we think we know things. We think we know everything. And this is what can create a lot of suffering, I suppose, because it's like we're not seeing things for how they actually are anymore. We're not actually in the present moment. We're seeing everything. We're seeing everything based on the past. We're seeing it from a past experience, from a past association. And so we're not actually living with curiosity. And so really to be an adult is not the way you want to go about it. I suppose what an adult needs to be is a parent to your inner child, to your own innocence. You know, basically being an adult is cultivating this intelligent mind so it can give the love to your innocence, your inner child, that it needs. It is becoming intelligent, becoming a parent to your own inner self, to your own inner child, your innocence. That's what being an adult, I think, means. So anyway, the point that I was getting to is that I'm in this room a lot of the time. This is my childhood room. I have been living in this fucking room since I was like fucking 2 years old. My whole life, pretty much, has been in this fucking room. And it's a great room, I love it. It's constantly changing as well. As I change, the room changes. And it's an intimate thing to share my reality with this room. You know, this room is a sacred place to me. But at the same time, I'm not moving, I'm not changing, and there's a big part of me that needs to move on, that needs to get out of this room. And just, you know, there's a big part of me that wants to just move on and move out. Because I'm still living with my parents. And I've been living with my parents my whole life. But, you know, as you become an adult, it's time to become your own parent, you know? You don't need parents parenting other parents, do you know what I mean? I am now becoming more capable of being my own parent. I don't need other... If you kind of get the drift, kind of get the fucking metaphor. You know, we all outgrow our parents. Each generation becomes wiser. And it's at the point now where it seems wiser than my parents, you know? It's like, I need to move on. I need to go my own way. And this is just a natural thing that happens in nature, you know? You see it with all species. The parent nourishes the child until the child is ready to be an individual and go its own way. This is the way of nature. And so there's a big part of me that needs to fucking move on. And I want to fucking go now. But of course, money is the problem. I don't have the best income. I don't particularly like the idea of working at a job, working for somebody else, working for some other business that is solely there to make money, you know, not, you know, just... I have a lot of potential. I have a lot of creativity and talent. I'm good at creative shit, films and music and shit like this. And in my eyes, the world needs some more meaningful music and films. You know, art is really essential for people. Art is really something really fucking beautiful that people can resonate with and people learn and grow from it. People, you know, relate to art in a really fucking existential and good way, and I feel like art is really something that needs to be acknowledged more in sort of the realm of society and like the ways of making money, you know. So I don't want to just fucking work a 9 to 5 job just to get money. I did have the idea of like, okay, well I do want to move out. You know, working a job at a supermarket or whatever is not the worst idea. You know, I want to fucking move out. Let's do it. But then I just kind of figured out that it's like, to have a steady income, to have the amount of money to move out would require me to work basically a 9 to 5 job. The amount of money that I need to move out and to pay, you know, the living expenses, it would require me to pretty much work 8 hours a day for 5 days. And I figured like, well, that's really fucking sad, because who the fuck I don't want to fucking sell my time. I don't want to give my time up for money. I'd rather have time than money. And there's still a lot of me that is wasting time. I am fucking wasting time. There's a lot of fucking mental blockages and emotional blockages that stop me from pursuing my dreams and whatever. And so I procrastinate a lot, and there's a lot of like annoyance within me. It's like, I wish I could just fucking pursue my dreams without being so fucking procrastination-y. But so there is that, you know. I don't actually spend my time in the most valuable way. I realize that, but at the same time, I don't want to just fucking work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and, you know, be tired for the rest of the hours and not have any motivation or energy to do the things that I actually love. And so it's a fucking hard life. I mean, first world problems, I mean, not really, I mean, like, each and every one of us has different problems that we have to face, different obstacles, you know. So anyway, I want to move out, I want to go my own way, but money is the issue here. And I'm earning a little bit from selling art at the moment, graphic design work. But, you know, like that's about an eighth of what I need to actually earn to move out, to have a place of my own. And so it's a start. But there's a lot of like guilt within me, like, oh, like an obligation, like, you know, I'm fucking 21, I've got to fucking move out now. And society has this big pressure of like, what are you doing, unemployed, you need a job, which is a lot of pressure on someone who doesn't fucking want one. And there's this stigma around living with your parents when you're an adult, and, you know, all that is playing on my mind as well. And with that shit that's playing on my mind is another reason why I procrastinate and don't actually follow my dreams. I'm stressing about, like, oh, I've got to be fucking, like, moving out and living my life and that. And But really, you know, like like depression and anxiety has played a big part in my life. And in my life now, it's not as big as it used to be, you know? Things are beginning to resolve. I'm beginning to accept and love what is more. I'm beginning to get in touch with a more sustainable happiness. You know? But I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyway, what I was trying to say at the beginning of this video was you can't change anything until you accept the thing you want to change and you love it. And so here's me saying it's not okay that I am still living at home and I haven't got a good steady income and I'm not moving out. It's not okay. But the thing is, as soon as I start accepting that it is okay where I am right now, that is the beginning of change. That is when I can start, going, okay, I accept where I am. And that's when I can start taking action on what needs to be done for me to move out and move on. But yeah, like I said, there's still a big part of me that doesn't accept where I am right now, that doesn't like this, that wants to go, that is resisting this, resisting my life situation right now. So that's why I need to treat myself with this love, this understanding. Because you can look at your past and you can see that every stage in your life, every step led onto the next one, and every moment leads onto the next moment, and you can see that it's a natural progression, that where I am now is where I need to be. Where I am now is perfect. Because I've struggled with a lot of anxiety and social anxiety in my life, that, it's very clear to me that of course I wouldn't have fucking moved on and moved out at the age of 21. There's a lot of fucking emotional blockages within me, and that of course I haven't fucking moved out yet. Like, I can see that natural progression. I think that, sometimes I think just, in the future I'll just have this miraculous fucking moment where a shift happens and everything changes and I am free of social anxiety, I'm full of confidence and I go do what I want to do. But that has never really seemed to happen. It's always been a gradual thing. There have been moments where it's like, and a shift of perspective has happened. But at the same time, it's still within in the gradual process. Anyway, getting bored of talking. So, yep. One more thing I'll say actually is that this is a process, and the intention for making this video was to document where I am right now, because I know for certain that I'm not going to be fucking sitting in this room my whole life. And there's a quote, I think, by Freud that said, you'll look back at your life, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was like, you look back at your life and you'll see the times of struggle as the most beautiful. And so that was the intention for making this video, is that here I am now. I may not like it, I may not fully accept it yet, but here I am now, and in the future I'll come back and look at this video and I'll see the beauty in this progression that I'm going through, this process.